Hello everyone! Welcome back to the World Tapping Circle. I'm your host, Sonya Sophia, and I'm so glad we are tapping live together. Yes, this is live. Unless, of course, you're watching this on replay, and which means I'm still live and you're alive. So I guess we're alive together, tapping, even if it's in the future. All right, welcome to Circle. If you are here live with us and you have the chat function, go ahead and say hey and let us know where you're logging in from. I always love to know who's here, and I love to see those same beautiful names popping up in the chat. Also, let us know if this is your first time so we can keep an extra close eye on you. And I'll also point out that in the chat there is a link at the top that says handouts. And those are like 1 minute long Q&A videos about tapping and what to expect in case you're new. And also it has some handouts, it has some images like where the tapping points are and so on. And one last logistic is all of these videos are saved for you every single week at worldtappingcircle.com, upper right hand corner membership area. Membership area, so that you can tap along anytime, night or day. All right, so moving into today's session. Today's topic is creating collaboration. So this is a good one for strengthening relationships on any level, whether that be a romantic relationship, a platonic relationship, a familial relationship, a business relationship, anywhere you're wanting to create more collaborative energy between you and other people. You can see I got some friends to collaborate with me here today, and I'm working with it. Sometimes they're kind of getting in my face, you know, when I tap on through and stay peaceful and calm in the sea of life as we are interacting with other beings and other types of personalities and other people who come from other cultures and different ideas, right? So in order for us to grow beyond the I can do it all by myself generation, which I definitely came from, we have to learn to trust other people, state our needs clearly, learn to communicate in a way that can be heard, learn to listen to other people, continue to relax and open and let things kind of sift down so that we can tune into what is actually true and right and good, even if it is different than what your mind is saying it should have looked like or could have looked like, right? So there's this internal guidance system that tapping helps bring us into alignment with, which is another great reason why we tap. So we can learn to perceive and understand the truth and follow those simple instructions from within. All right. So thinking about where you want to create collaboration, I'm going to give a shout out to some familiar names. Hey, Maddie in Dallas. Hi. Nikita, first time. I know you're coming to the next training. Yes, that's right, everyone. There is going to be another training. I know. I'm as surprised as you are. It's true. We're going to do it, and I'll put the link up to that at the end. Barbara, hi, in Bluff City, Kansas. Peter in Seminola, Florida. Lauren in saying aloha, you must be in Hawaii. Zachary, hey, I see it. Zachary's like, haha, I knew it. Well, I am doing the things that Spirit asked me to make space for. And that is working with parents, working with children, working with families, working with people who are building community and businesses that are growing the changing of our culture. So that's a lot to keep up with, including doing trainings. So I think what it's going to cook down to be is 1 per year at this point. That's what I think is really going to happen. All right. Hi, Ryan Fry, present. Hallelujah, you've been on my mind today. So glad to see you. Hi, Tara. In Chicago. Hi, Gregory. Hello, Marianne. All right. So, tuning into where you would like more collaboration to exist in terms of relationships that are ongoing in your life, that make you feel like maybe there's a power struggle or a dynamic that is unhappy or stagnant. Maybe there is more collaboration that you want to bring into your life. I know that for me, it's been a lot of like do it yourself, rely on yourself, don't ask, that kind of thing. And as I've matured, I've learned that to grow, I have to get to collaborate and trust other people, communicate clearly, right? So think about what it is that you want to create or make or do or be or have or feel, and how collaboration or the lack of collaboration is playing into that as we go into the Core Causes Questions 5-minute online survey for you to check out what's really going on inside you so that we can tap at the deepest level possible. All right, ready? On to the core causes you go. I'll see you in 5 minutes to start our tap. All right, sweet beings. Hopefully that was enlightening. And you're ready to move it. Let's go. Ready? Boom. Big deep breath. Finding the collarbones, dropping down to the front of the chest. Tuning in to the biggest snag you have around collaborating with other people. What is the number one thing that comes up when you think about working closely in relationship with another person? Repeating after me, remembering to edit these words to more perfectly fit your own situation. Even though there's a part of me that doesn't collaborate as easily as I would like to, I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the eyebrows, big deep breath. Tapping the temples, this part of me that says what? Take a whole minute. What is that part of you saying? Tapping the cheeks, keep talking. Let it have a moment to speak up. Tapping under the nose, keep breathing. Tapping under the lips, this part of me. Tapping the chest that has been hurt before. Tapping the front of the ribs. When I trusted other people, tap the side of the ribs to work alongside of. Big deep breath. Tapping the inside of the wrist. There's a part of me that really struggles with working with other people. Tap the side of the thumb in terms of what? Maybe it's easy for you to collaborate with colleagues at work. Maybe you work on a team really well, but it's personal relationships where you collaborate within a family or within a lovership or a parent-child dynamic. Wherever it is for you, tap the index finger. There's a part of me that struggles with collaboration in terms of what? What area? And tapping the middle finger. And then describe what you see happening. Maybe you find yourself being unable to put things into words, or being unable to find your voice or to speak up when you have an idea, or when a boundary feels like it's getting tested. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger and just describe for 30 seconds what you notice yourself doing in this particular area of collaboration. Tapping the little finger, big deep breath. I notice myself, say it again, shutting down, taking over, not listening, interrupting, feeling afraid. Maybe it's about giving up your ideas or judging your ideas as less than other people's. Tapping the top of the head, sides of the head, the back of the head. And tapping the eyebrows. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the temples and the cheeks. Big deep breath again. Tapping into the nose. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. tapping under the lips, even if there's a part of me that gets, and then say what you get, stuck, triggered, shut down, angry, disassociated. Tapping the chest, and how does that feel? See if you can remember how it feels when you're going into that reactive space, when you're trying to work with another person or another group of people. Tapping the front of the ribs, and say out loud with me, I really struggle with, and then say what that is. Getting my point across, or not interrupting when others are presenting their ideas. Tapping the side of the ribs. Again, I really struggle with, and then say it again. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the thumb. And I give myself the possibility, tapping the index finger, of releasing the stress, tap the middle finger, and this habit of, and then what's the biggest habit that you find yourself going into? Shutting down, giving your power away, asking, well, what do you want, rather than stating, this is what I think is right. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the little finger. And I give myself the possibility, tap the side of the hand, of being able to stay in my body. Tapping the top of the head. Relax my belly. Tapping the back of the head. Stay calm and centered. Tapping the eyebrows. Even when, and then say again the scenario as you tap your temples that causes you to lose your center or lose your train of thought. Tapping the front of the cheeks. Big, noisy breath, big sigh. Tapping under the nose. I'm open to loving and accepting myself, tapping under the lips. Deeply and completely, tapping the chest. Even if I've been doing this, just tune in. How long has this been your reaction to working with another person or other people in general? Tapping the front of the ribs, this part of me that's been doing this since, and then say again, when did you think this started? High school? Junior high school? Kindergarten? And breathe. Tapping the inside of the wrist, releasing this from my body. Tap the side of the thumb, even if it's been like this most of my life. Tapping the index finger and breathing. Tapping the middle finger. I give myself the possibility, tapping the bottom of the fourth finger, of releasing this stress that I picked up from where? Where do you think you learned that it was uncool or unsafe or not an option to get help, to work collaboratively? Tap the little finger. I picked this up from, and then say where you think you picked it up from. Mom? Dad? Maybe they were the lone wolf type. Maybe mom had to do everything by herself, dad wasn't around, or dad had to do everything by himself, mom wasn't around. Tap the top of the head. I'm open to the possibility of releasing the imprint left by, and then say who or what left the imprint that it wasn't safe or natural or good to work collaboratively with another person or people. Tap the eyebrows one more time. I might have picked this up from who or where? From school? From home? Tap the cheeks. Tapping under the nose. What did you learn from that place or those people? What is the limiting thought or belief that you learned? So one that came up for me when I was working on this earlier today was do it yourself or do without. Tap the chest. What did you learn? Tap the front of the ribs. Say it one more time. I learned. Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the inside of the wrist. Even if I learned. Say it again. Tapping the side of the thumb. It's safe for me to heal what happened. Tap the index finger. Even if I don't know who I would be without this familiar feeling. Tap the middle finger and breathe. It's okay for me to update my nervous system now. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. Even if I learned that it wasn't safe to rely on other people. Tap the little finger. That it was, and then say what it is true for you. If it wasn't safe, maybe that it was dangerous, or that it was gonna be a disappointment, or that there wasn't anyone to rely on. Tap the side of the hand. Say that same sentence again. I learned what? Tapping the top of the head. I want you to bring up a memory that really strongly illustrates this. Do you remember a moment when you were like, okay, that's it, I get it. I can't rely on working with other people or trusting other people to do what they say they're going to do, or to show up, or to get it done right, or to be on time, or to care. Or to be honest. Tapping the temples. Describe this memory. There was a time when, and fill in the blank. What happened? Tapping the front of the cheeks. Say it again. Tapping into the nose. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping under the lips. Big deep breath. Tapping the chest. I accept the part of me that is still reacting to that experience of, and then describe this experience again of when what happened. Keep talking, tapping down to the front of the rib cage. Tapping the side of the ribs. Inside of the wrist. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the side of the thumb. And I give myself the possibility of releasing any remaining damage done to me. Tap the index finger and breathe. Tapping the middle finger, releasing any remaining disappointment or anger. Big deep breath. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger, this remaining, and then say what's still true for you about that experience. What did it leave you with? Maybe it just left you with a feeling of mistrust. Tapping the little finger, this remaining, say it again. And tapping the side of the hand. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the top of the head. Even if there's a part of me, tap the eyebrows, that is still clearing, tap the temples, these old feelings of what? Anger, resentment, grief. Tap the cheeks, big deep breath. Tapping into the nose, this disappointment, tapping under the lips, this deep feeling of mistrust or abandonment. Tap the chest, that's really affected my ability to, and then say specifically, what do you think it's affected your ability to do? Believe someone, express yourself, hold your vision. Keep from feeling like you're going to fight every time you have to say something, like it's going to be a struggle. Tapping the front of the ribs, big deep breath. And tapping the side of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the inside of the wrist, even if there's a part of me. And tapping the side of the thumb. That continues to feel, and then say how you feel about collaborating, being a part of a team or a group, a partnership, a family. Tap the index finger. I'm open to loving and trusting myself. Tap the middle finger. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I give myself permission to regain my center. Tap the little finger and breathe. To regain my balance. Tap the side of the hand. To have a voice and a say. And breathe. Tapping the top of the head. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the sides of the head, the back of the head, tapping the eyebrows. I'm releasing any need to push others away, tapping the temples. To be afraid of working closely with others, big deep breath. Tapping the front of the cheeks, I give myself permission to relax into being able to work easily and well with others. Tapping under the nose. Tapping under the lips, even though I was trained to work as a competitive individual in school. So tap the chest and tune in and notice, were you trained to work in groups to solve problems? To work creatively in teams? To help each other? To expand your capacity by adding to the answer? Or were you taught to compete? To not share information because that was cheating? To not help each other? To one-up each other? To look down on each other? To feel superior or inferior? Tap the front of the ribs. Even though I learned, and let's say what you learned in your education. Tap the side of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I give myself the possibility. Tap the side of the thumb. Of releasing this old programming that taught me to hide or compete. Tap the index finger that taught me to fear or judge myself or others. Tapping the middle finger. This energy I picked up from where? Say it again. Bottom of the fourth finger, releasing this energy of, and then say what it was and where you picked it up from. For example, competition, I picked up from school. Tapping the little finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the hand. And I give myself the possibility. Tapping the top of the head. Of releasing this old habit that I needed at the time to survive. Tapping the eyebrows. This old habit, tapping the temples of what? Tapping the cheeks that I picked up from where? Big deep exhalation. Tapping under the nose. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping under the lips. Even if this is still coming out of my mind, my heart, my stomach, my chest, my throat. Where else in your body? Neck, back, shoulders, hips. Brain, tapping down to the front of the ribs. I'm allowing myself to redesign and redefine the way I work with others. Tap the side of the ribs. Maybe I wasn't meant to do everything alone. Tap the inside of the wrist. Maybe none of us were meant to do it all alone. Tap the side of the thumb. Maybe we were designed to need help and inspire. Tap the index finger. Maybe we were designed to need each other just a little. Tap the middle finger. It's okay for me to need other people. If that's hard to say, then back it up and reverse it. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger and say, it's not okay for me to need other people. It's not okay for me to need other people. It's not okay for me to need other people. Tap the little finger. Maybe it's okay for me to need help occasionally. Tap the side of the hand. Maybe we're designed to have gifts for each other, to help us grow collectively, and to help us bond with each other, right? When I have something that is a gift it's something easy for me, that is something that's so good for you and something so needed for you, that bonds us, right? And when you have something I need and you give it to me and it's something that's useful to me, that bonds us. It helps us grow closer, stay connected, create a safe way of interacting with each other because we both gain from the interaction, right? Tapping the top of the head. I allow myself to grow my ability to play safely with others in this game of collaboration. Tapping the side of the head and the back of the head, tapping the eyebrows. I allow myself, tapping the temples, to enjoy the expansion, tap the cheeks, that collaborating brings, right? So let's just tap the chest and think about that for a second. So I notice that when I'm collaborating, that sometimes there's things I hadn't thought of or perspectives I hadn't remembered, or maybe I thought of it but then I forgot about it, and someone brings it into the mix and the outcome is more whole, is more rounded out, is a healthier, more inclusive, more interesting, more nuanced, multi-layered, multifaceted approach, because you've got more minds, eyes, ears, and hearts involved. So tapping the eyebrows, I give myself, tapping the temples, a brand new ability to connect at a much higher creative level, tapping the cheeks, than I ever did before. Tapping under the nose, tapping under the lips. I allow myself to be received in what I have to bring. Tapping the chest, which is what are some things that you have to bring to this relationship? Name them. What are 3 to 5 things that you are bringing to this partnership? And breathe. Tapping the front of the ribs. Good. Let's say that again just for fun, just to acknowledge what you're bringing. Bringing presence, bringing wisdom, bringing experience, bringing creativity, bringing a refinement, bringing questions, bringing information, bringing a positive attitude. What are you bringing? A discerning mind, the ability to organize, the ability to expand the vision. Tap the side of the ribs. I am bringing this to this partnership. Tapping the inside of the wrist. And I allow myself to feel the benefit, tap the side of the thumb, of being received. Right? Sometimes the reason we stop collaborating is because we feel like we put more in than other people and we're left holding the bag, that we're doing all the work and we're not getting either the benefit or appreciation and acknowledgement for what we're doing. Tapping the index finger, I give myself permission to now be appreciated. Tap the middle finger. Understood. Tap the bottom of the 4th fingers. To have my addition well received and integrated into what's happening. Tapping the little finger and breathe. Tapping the side of the hand. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the top of the head. And I'm allowing myself to enjoy including myself. Okay, what would it be like for you to include yourself in this collaborative process? To include yourself in the partnership instead of just thinking about them and what they need. To include your needs, your desires. Tap the cheeks. To include your intuition. Tapping into the nose. I give myself permission to be accepted. Tapping under the lips, even if that's brand new for me. What would it feel like to have your viewpoint, your energy, your attention, your input welcomed and appreciated and listened to and actually contribute to the experience? To feel like, ooh, this is yummy. It's part me, it's part you. This feels really good. I like the way this is merging and mixing together. This is something new that is greater than what either of us could do on our own. Tapping the front of the ribs. I give myself permission to create a safe container for collaboration in my, and then say where you're putting it, in my work, in my love life, in my family. Tap the side of the ribs. Say it again. I give myself permission to experience a safe container for collaboration in what part of your life? All right, now let's get specific. Tap the side of the thumb. Who are we talking about collaborating with? Say the names. Tapping the index finger. I give myself permission to experience this yummy collaboration. Tap the middle finger. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. Releasing any fear of being controlled or being controlling. Tapping the little finger. Creating a safe and sacred space. Tap the side of the hand for trust and intuition to flow. Tapping the top of the head. I'm creating a safe and sacred space in my, and then say where you're creating it. What area of your life, and maybe it's your home, your office, your healing practice, your romantic relationship, your relationships with children or family or community. Tapping the eyebrows and breathing. Tapping the temples. I am creating this. Tapping the cheeks by releasing anything in me that's still afraid. Tapping under the nose. Scanning for any part of you that still may be afraid, anxious, or nervous about how collaborations went in the past, or about not knowing how to do it. Just scanning and seeing, is there any remaining fear in my nervous system about creating collaboration? And just accepting whatever you find. That may be a sensation in your body, or a memory, or a thought. And just acknowledge what's there. So if it's a sensation, you'd say, yeah, this tension in my jaw, or this memory of like, yeah, but it really did this. It went well, it went badly. You know, I thought it was going to be this way. Or if it's a thought that's like, yeah, I've learned to never trust anyone but myself. So tap the side of the thumb, just acknowledging what still may be there for 1 whole minute, and I'll tap you through the points on the hands while you speak about it. big deep breath. Tapping the middle finger and breathe. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger, keep talking. This remaining what? Tapping the little finger and the side of the hand. I give myself permission to release this remaining imprint from my body, from my mind, from my energy field through space and time. Tapping the top of the head. I'm allowing this to be easier than I thought it would be. Tapping the sides of the head, the back of the head. More fun than I imagined. Tapping the eyebrows. Tapping the temples. Releasing the need to stay afraid or shut down. Tapping the cheeks. Tapping into the nose. I give myself permission, tapping under the lips, to move forward in this area of my life. Tapping the chest to create what? What can you imagine that would be really positive? Something good that would come out of collaborating. Tap the front of the ribs. I imagine, let's list 10 things just off the top of your head. I imagine what? That it could be fun. What else? Tapping the side of the ribs and breathing. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I also imagine it could be more productive. What else? Tapping the side of the thumb. It could really be more efficient to work together. Tap the index finger. I imagine it could be really beautiful. Tap the middle finger. What else? Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I imagine it might create a feeling of connection and love and peace. To work together. Tap your little finger. I give myself the possibility, tap the side of the hand, of enjoying working with others. Tapping all over the body. Beautiful work. Tune in, see how you're feeling. Put it in the chat. How are you feeling now compared to when you began? What did you learn? What are you committed to? I know that I'm feeling better, softer, more open, curious, playful, inspired. Nikita says, much lighter, smoother around the edges. Nice, good. And how does your body feel, everybody? While the chat is coming in, I want you to know that we are moving forward at this moment in purchasing this land outside of Austin to create a space for Team Love headquarters, for us to grow our tapping community, for us to grow our ability to have land where we can build and teach and serve and support at a much greater level than when we were just renting properties, so that we can have a home base and expand our offerings and expand how many different types of events that we can hold year round. So I also want to say thank you. I've noticed over the last few weeks that donations are trickling in to help us buy that land. We're getting closer and closer and closer to having our full down payment. So thank you so much. Even if you're just putting in a little, and some of you put in quite a bit, I was like, wow, thank you. Really excited to see some people being like, I really want this to happen. So the link there is in the chat, and I'm very grateful for those donations. Let's see, Tracy says, I'm excited to co-create. A new idea popped in to empower the community I'm in. Awesome. Marianne says, loved this. Colby and Marianne feeling much better, committed to calm, clear communication. Fry says, I released the confusion when my mentor didn't believe me or trust my intuition. Michaela says, it's so exciting and inspirational to envision juicy co-creation opportunities. Joy says, thank you. I did this tap in the sun and fresh air. I feel exhilarated and elated, and I'm open to allowing the perfect collaborator to come my way with open arms and an open heart. I love that. Lauren says, thank you so much. Aloha. Maddie says, I'm feeling hopeful, calm. I'm committed. Let's see. To showing up honestly for the possibility of deep transformative love. Thank you, Sonya. Peter says, opened more emotion on a tricky and tough history. I will be needing more to tap on this. I will be needing to tap more on this. Thank you for opening my heart and mind on this needed work. Great. And, this is a quick tap, right? I don't expect everyone to get completely through this issue 100%. Sometimes you will. Sometimes you're going to need an hour or two more. But if your freedom lays within, 60 to 120 minutes away in terms of tapping time input, is it worth it to get that part of your brain, that part of your heart, that part of your ability to move forward? I think it is, It's like, okay, I'm going to develop this part of myself, and I might have to do 120 push-ups, but you know what? I'm going to develop this part of myself, and I guarantee you that everyone who gets feisty with this tool gets huge, lasting results that change their lives and then thus change the world around them. So as you hold that vortex of your own creator being self into more and more loving and more refined ways of being, the world will react and interact with you differently because you have interacted differently with your inner world. And that is sending the message to everyone and everything outside of you of how to be with you. So good job. Stay committed to this tapping journey. Stay on track. Remember that you can tap multiple times a week. You do not have to wait for the live circle. The replays, in my experience, having tapped with them before personally, feel the same as doing the ones where I'm actually here at the same moment with you. It's all going to the same place, which is recycling in the matrix of love. All right, sweet beings. I told you I am going to do another training. Right now we do have dates for that. It will be the spring of 2024. I have never given such advanced notice. It is already starting to fill, which delights me. And we do have payment plans that allow you to stretch it out for 11 months right now. So the information is there at trainwithsonya.us for you to put in an application, which then puts you on a call with me, a phone call, and we'll spend half an hour tuning in to see if this is the right fit for what you're looking for. And then we'll set you up to come on in. All right, I'm going to leave you with a beautiful song called Boundless Spirit. And until next time, I love you. I will see you in the circle.